Don't forget to like, follow, subscribe, and turn on notifications so that you will receive alerts when there are new episodes. Go get it.
That's what I tell them. Look, I've been grinding for so long, I wake up and chase my goals. I go out and I go get it. How to code, that's all I know. I don't succeed, then I don't breathe. Success, what does it mean? If I conquer all my goals, then I'm living out my dream. Dig deep, go out and get it. Success Chronicles. Compete until it's finished. Success Chronicles. Go take care of your business. Success Chronicles. It's deeper than just winning. Success Chronicles.
All right. What's up, everybody? This is Chip Baker coming to you with a topic segment of the Success Chronicles. And we have our regular Miss Tina Huynh with us. And she is a, deep thinker, deep processor, and I always had some good questions. And so, kind of the first time I interviewed her, I'm the interviewer and I'm supposed to be asking the questions, but she turned it on me, and it hit me with some deep questions. And so, we've done a couple segments with some different topics. And so today, what are we going to discuss today?
So my question for you today, Chip, is what do you do to keep learning, and what's your strategy there? Are you reading all the time? Do you do something every day, every week? How do you keep growing as a person, spiritually, with education and experience?
Okay, so how do I grow every day? What do I do to grow every day? Well, there's a couple things. I think first of all, there's one thing that as a process, I'm a process guy, simple process principles type guy. And I think that, if you can focus in each day and be better, there's three areas, spiritual, mental, and physical. And I think that if you can work to be better at all of those every day, you'll feel complete. And so that was a big deal for me. I mean, and it's still is a big deal, but it's a little bit different focus now. Same, but different. But like when I was in college and I was basically, transitioning from college to a career, and kind of finding, when you go through that phase where you're finding yourself and going through things, you're not at home, or, it's like it's you, like you're finding your way. And so I felt that, I made a conscious effort every day to make sure that, first of all, I got better spiritually. And, and that is, and I was raised, in the church environment and, those kind of things. And so, I wouldn't say that I was reading scripture, which some people do that, but for me, it was just as simple as, in the morning or in the evening, saying my prayers, blessing my food, just simple as that, something simple. And I felt that would give me time to, an opportunity to improve. If I just did those things spiritually every day, on top of other things, it would help me. And then mentally, just always looking for something to learn. Like I said, that was the phase of my life where I was focused on this, but now it's a whole nother level, a whole nother dimension. Like it's crazy. But then of course the physical, just improve your strength, improve your endurance, just those kind of things to focus on. So at that point in my life, it was that. And it still is the same three in my life. But, now that, I'm more involved in more complex stuff, it's expanded. So, with spirituality, making sure I don't send my son to church, but take him to church, so now, like I can say, yeah, you need to be in church, son, but if I'm the one waking him up and making sure that we get to church, then now it's not just about me, but it's leaving a legacy and showing him that it's important, And then when you look at the mental, man, I'm an avid reader. I surround myself around people that are like-minded and like-hearted. You know, the Tina Wins, if you have, you know, uh, you know, just, and I read, you know, I do a lot of reading. And I think for the last year and a half, I've been trying to read the John Gordon books, all of his books. And those are really good. Uh, amazing. That guy is amazing. He's
Okay.
the Energy Bus
I'm not
author.
familiar with them.
Yeah, well, check it out. So
Okay.
he's the Energy Bus and the Carpenter are big ones that he's done. But like they're all really good, and he tells a story. You know, like he gives you practical tips, and it's motivation, inspiration, and self help. But he gives it to you in a story.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's cool because all of the books relate to each other. So within that story, you know, there's a character from the other book that's in this book, and they're related, or you know, something like that.
Yeah.
And so it all fits together, and it's really cool. It's interesting reading, but at the same time, it's amazing. So John Gordon books, and then the physical, you know, same thing, just you know, shooting to improve physically.
Yeah. So are these things that you practice doing every day? Most of them?
Yes, I mean, like kind of my internal accountability system, you know, if you will. I think I strongly feel that if I can be better at all of that, it would make me complete.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Okay.
like if I don't do the spiritual, ooh, I need that in my life. You know, if I don't shoot to learn something every day, ooh, I need that in my life, or I don't grow. You
Mm-hmm.
know, if I don't shoot to do the physical, again, ooh, I need that in my life. You know, so that I can continue to be better. You know, and push
Mm-hmm.
myself. You know, and so I think it starts with kind of an internal accountability system. And granted, you know, I'm nowhere near perfect, and some days something doesn't get, you know, but I try to make up for it the next day, and continue to improve. How about yourself?
Yeah, I think we all have those days where we just don't want to.
Yeah,
um,
it's some days I don't do none of that stuff. No, just
yeah.
not many, but you know, some days it just. Well, I'm lying to you. I'm gonna pray every day. I'm gonna do that. You
Mm-hmm.
know,
Mm-hmm.
I may not work out every day. I'm gonna do that. I may not read every day, but for sure, when I wake up, the first thing I do is say my prayers and say today will be a good day.
Yeah. I was doing daily gratitudes for a
Mm,
long time. I think it was making a big difference,
yeah,
just because you kind of train yourself to look for positive things in life as well. And actually, it's a habit that I've dropped for about a month now. I haven't been doing it, but just that reminder of what you said, kind of like daily prayer and things like that. I think it would be
yeah,
super, super valuable if I just started doing that again. Yeah. Kind
yeah.
of reminding yourself of all the things that you should be grateful for, everything that you have that not everybody else has.
Yes, I think you know it could. You think things could be better, but guess what? Things could be a whole lot worse.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, I think too, it's like you train your mind to think positive thoughts, just like you train a muscle.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if you will, if you say the positive thought muscle, you know, if you know, you have to train it, and the more you do it, the easier it is for you. You know, you have to continue to do it. But if you don't, then you go the other way and you have atrophy.
Yes.
You know,
Yep.
you have positive atrophy, and you lose the strength in your muscles. You lose the strength in your positive vibes.
Yeah. And I think as humans, to survive, we've been trained to really focus on the negative. And
Mm,
so if you're not doing this daily practice, then you're not teaching yourself how to stay positive, because just biologically we're wired to look for the negative, because that's where historically we would be in danger, right?
Right.
So yeah, so this is really good. This is reminding me that I need to pick up my gratitudes and start doing that again.
Yeah, I think it's one thing too that I've heard, and I've done this for my son, is when I see that he's getting a little bit too negative, I'll stop him right there and say, "Hey, give me 3 things that you're thankful for today, like right now." Like, and it just shifts the mindset. I think it's all in the mind. I think everything is a mindset. You have to shift your mindset and change your perspective to think positive thoughts. Now, that's not gonna make the negative go away. Like negative things, bad things happen. But if you strive to see the good and everything, then you'll move on and you won't dwell on the bad and get caught in that rut.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
Mm-hmm.
And then another thing that I've started to do too is also, so I signed up for a half marathon in October. And the longest run that I've done so far, so it's 13 miles, a half marathon. The longest run I've done so far is maybe 2.5.
Yeah.
So it's practice. But like on that run, if I don't bring any music or anything, you're just there with your own thoughts and you're just kind of like processing everything.
Yeah.
And it's like a moving meditation, and you just notice your thoughts, you notice what you're thinking, and it's so powerful to really be aware of what's going on in your head, and you can just kind of it's something that I never used to do, but now I've started to notice that since I am starting to become more aware of my thoughts, I can kind of be like, hey, whatever this thought that I'm thinking right now is not really,
you can shift
it's not working for me. Yeah. So let's just drop that thought and move on to something else.
Yeah. And like I said, you have to train it. Like I think it is something to, I've never like been in meditate, I've never really done that, but I do believe that everybody needs to have a quiet time to focus in and process the things that's going on. Like it's, and I'm going to say this, and you can probably relate to this because you're training to run. Like some of those times where you're running and you don't have music and it's quiet and you can really like hear yourself breathe, and you focus in on your breathing and the paths of your breathing with your steps and your strides. And then, to the, like you said, the mental and the thinking about and processing, it's taking the journey, a mental journey in your head, like it's good stuff when we can do that.
And with like the internet and phones and social media nowadays, a lot of people aren't getting that quiet time, because I went to Walmart today and I didn't bring my phone. So it was really busy at Walmart. I was standing in line for maybe 15 minutes. And if I had my phone, I would have been on it, just scrolling through media, just like mindlessly looking at nothing pretty much. But because I didn't have it, I was just there and there was just people watching, and it was just really nice. It was just quiet time. But like that was on accident. And like most people, I don't think that happens for a lot of people anymore. We're just like, anytime you feel any sort of discomfort, like if you're at a doctor's office and you're feeling kind of weird, you just pull out your phone, and then like you get all your emotions, like all that social media dopamine coming at you, and it just feels good, right? Nobody sits with the awkwardness anymore.
That's a good way to put it. Nobody sits with the awkwardness.
And it's important.
Yeah. It is important to be able to do that. And just like I said, I think the more you do that, the better you are at it. And it makes you more aware too. Just like you said, like, if you would have gone in Walmart and you're waiting in that line, you wouldn't have seen, okay, and this aisle is where this is, and this aisle is where this is, you're looking around, oh, it's all of those magazines, or, this type of gum or whatever. But, if you had your phone, you'd had your head down and not even notice those things. I think it helps you be more aware. And I think you have to have a balance, I think that's a big deal. with me, kind of bleeds into, what we were talking about. We would, kind of get on the topic. You said learn, and balance was one of the things that and focus were one of the couple of the things that I had that I was, going to hit you about. So.
You have questions for me this time?
No, I'm saying, like, as far as the topic, if you, wanted to, but yes, I mean, since we're here, I can, ask you, how do you find balance in what you do? I know you have made some changes in your life based on, being able to focus in and eliminate distractions, kind of what we described. Do you mind expanding on some things you've done that have focus and have balance?
Okay, first I'm going to start with, I don't think there is a such thing as balance.
Okay.
I don't think work-life balance exists. I think it's a continuum and they're together. Yeah, you can't separate really your work from your life. I don't think that is real. Okay. So how I manage it actually probably seems counterintuitive, but I actually schedule everything in my calendar. And it might seem really rigid. I'm a little bit flexible with how I follow the calendar, but at least it's scheduled there, so I kind of know what I should be doing. Right. So I have my my work obviously scheduled in, what I need to do for work, but I also have like social time scheduled in. I have my gym scheduled in. I have like my run scheduled in now and my walks. So like I have made time for everything that's important to me. And if I have plans with my friends, like I will schedule that in. So I know what's happening. I won't schedule anything else. And like I always look at my calendar week by week. So I see things that are coming up in the future. And if I know I'm going to be hanging out with my friends the entire weekend, then I'll work a little bit harder during the weekday so that during the weekend I can be more present there.
I like it. So really it's just, having structure.
Yeah. Basically. Like knowing what's important to you and scheduling everything that's important in your calendar so you know you've made enough time for all of it. And then once you've got the important stuff like your work, your family, your friends, your working out time, after all of that, then you can kind of fill up the rest of your day with everything else that you want to do.
It's good stuff. Good stuff. I flipped it on you, huh? You started with a question with me. Yeah. That's how you did me. I was supposed to be interviewing you.
Yeah.
like hold on, Tina, I'm supposed to be interviewing you. But I think it's good. I think it's good conversation. I think it's good stuff. I think it's awesome that we can all learn from each other and have conversation to share the things that help us move efficiently and be successful so that others can see if it's something that they can use and adapt it in their lives as well.
Yeah, and it keeps us interesting because everyone else has their own experiences and like everyone has something to learn from or something to teach.
Yeah, each one teach one. Everybody can learn from each other.
Yeah.
Our differences is what make us unique.
Exactly.
Yeah. Well, thank you for taking the time to talk a topic. How we learn, balance, focus, use your calendar, structure in your life. Yes. And I hope that all of you guys is something that we've talked about that you can use in your life to help you be successful. But thanks for your time. We'll see you next time. God bless.
Bye.
Go get it.